here we are again. Doing it this time. Cutting you up, son. Cutting you up. Oh. There you guys are. Caught me again messing around with a couple of fenders. Get a fent. Sorry about that. Hey, this time we're cutting the bottom of that fender off and putting it on this fender. 2 junk fenders. Make one good one, right? Yep. Welcome back. Junks Automotive. We got a lot of work to do. Welcome back. Well, here's the problem. Or let's look at it as an opportunity. Yeah. So this side of the car, again, same process as the other. Get some metal work done, major stuff, and seal it up. Start body working after we do the roof. Anyway, there's a door. Got to fix that. Here's the fender that came on this car. I believe this is a replacement fender because it has the holes for the Bel Air inserts. Has the hole at the bottom for the Bel Air bottom trim, which I'm not going to use because this is a 210. Excuse me. So that's rotted out. Really pretty rotted out. I have another parts fender that is not. That's just a little bit of surface rust. It's not been wrecked. Really nice fender till you get about here. Start seeing some damage and blam! Look at that. It's supposed to look like this, but it looks like that. So it took a good wallop right here in the front, kinked it up, sort of like my damaged one on the other side. So I'm thinking, why can't we just cut it from here to here somewhere, because I have overextended door damage because when this car was a 4-door, this was a replacement door, not this door, the other door that I took off because it was a 4-door. So there's damage all the way up through here, direct. There's damage right there, but can I maybe Sure, why not? Well, that's the plan. 2 junk fenders into 1 good one. Fingers crossed. First I'm going to, not sure, might need to go ahead and strip the paint off that. Strip the paint off that. Start with some clean metal and get something welded together. Alright. The orange gooey goodness of goo. Special magical gooey orange. So, now you can kind of visualize what I'm going to do. Get rid of that, put that on it, right? So I'll let this sit, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, that stuff's, this fender's only got 1 repaint, looks like to me, so that black's gonna come off really. It's kind of a shame, that was probably a really nice car before it got wrecked. This one will take a while. So 3 or 4 hours later, I'll come back, get them cleaned up, we'll start chopping, choppy.
You told me to go straight to hell, honey, I surely did. I remember the day that you left me. I remember the things that you said.
Down Bondo.
Straight to hell, honey, I surely did.
Well, there's the fender I'm using. A big old dent right there. It's got some damage right there. Other than that, they're rotting down there. Got her stripped down, cleaned up. About as good as I'm going to for now. It still needs a little more. That's thick. Boy, that was some thick yellow paint. I don't know what the heck they were thinking they were doing. The magical orange stuff worked pretty good. And I looked today, this is like $23. It's like a half a gallon. A whole gallon of the other stuff is $50. So it's about the same, but I used 1/2 gallon, and I don't know, I probably used 3/4 of a gallon to do that whole side of the car, and this, and the other fender. So it's cheaper. You just got to spend your time and let it soak, all right? So this one's only had 1 respray, and this the original stuff just scraped right off with a razor blade. I just cleaned it right off, real soft, comes right off. So now, since I'm lack of space all the time, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, and cut it right off, right, the brace and everything. Just cut it off. Get the rest of it out of here, because that's not usable. Would you use that? I suppose I would if I had to. It'd be a time straightening that out. Anyway, get this cut off. Well, the back of this fender looked a lot better than the front, but really, it's pretty cherry, really. It's mint, as they say. I'm gonna have to weld that hole up. So here's my plan. If I had one, this is what it would be. There is a dent right here. It's pretty, it's fixable. So I'm gonna have, if I replaced enough metal using that whole piece, or going into this trim just to fix that dent, what's the difference? I'm gonna have body work here, I'm gonna have to do the body work underneath the trim so it looks nice. So what's the difference, right? I think the most of this I use, the better. So I think I'm gonna cut right alongside this tape line. Right there's the hole, the first hole, and then straight out, right through here. I'm gonna save the brace, at least for now. The brace is in good shape, but I wanna have my location point down here so that everything's where it's supposed to be, right? Then we'll go from there. Play by ear, Wando. Apparently I got carried away a little bit. Yeah. But I think it'll be okay. Oh! You'll see, once I get that clamped in place, our trim holes line up exactly. That one lines up with that one exactly. So we'll get it mounted into place, clamped. We'll run a straight line right between all them holes and cut both panels at the same time. Cut both right through here to meet up with that line, and it'll be nice. See, I told you. Look at that. There's this flange needs knocked in just a little bit, but corner lines up perfect. Hole lines up here. Hole lines up here. Hole lines up here. Get our lined up here. So theoretically, best I can tell from what I've done with the rear quarters, splicing in the 2-door body parts into the 4-door, even the 4-door to the 2 doors, the holes line up. So let's hope this is the case, but it looks like a fender. I'm an Fender. Never mind. I thought it was funny. So now what I'm going to do is tape line right through here, because this is flush. There's our 2 holes. It's kind of hard to see. There's a hole right here and a hole right here for our bracketry for our, whatever. Anyway, we get that lined up, get that cut. Then we'll have to do some 415ing and rust killing on the inside of the, the usual. Well, there we go. Looking pretty good. It's a little gappy, but I'm happy. There's a vice. My battery died. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's a vice grip down there holding everything flush. My body lines are lined up really nice. The holes are lined up really nice. Sides lined up. We got good curvature through here. Of course, I'll double check. What I want to do right now is get it all tacked. Just get it tacked on so I can flip it upside down and weld the brace together. I've got a bolt in there because I'm going to put a bolt in there and there. In this, that's a piece of aluminum. What that's going to do, of course, it's going to help me keep the layers together. It'll act as a heat sink, and it will conduct electricity, so it helps you weld, but it won't stick because it's aluminum. So that's gonna help, I believe. I'm just gonna snug them bolts up on the back side, have this on the back side, and then tacky in place. Once we're done, we can. Of course, I'm gonna dolly and hammer more than likely as I go, and do like Scott Cold War Motors does. Except for that, I didn't do that right. I should have made that rounded. Too late. But we'll tack them every 3 or 4 inches, grind them down, holly and dammer it like we need to, flip it upside down, and weld on the back side if we want, whatever. And then of course, we'll have, before we get too far, get the brace welded. I'll show you that.
Work, that's all I ever do. Now, honey, work, just to get along with you. Work, stay always out of money. Work, what's an honest man to do? I know you want the fine things that only money buys.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair. I feel a little bit. I think it was already there, a little humpy there. This is kind of, just you barely feel, just barely. I had trouble here because it was wanting to dive in, so I flipped it upside down, cut my gap bigger, and basically put my hammer on it and all my weight, and I welded on the inside of this lip to hold it together because it was trying to, do the wiki woos, right? But now I think it's pretty good. Yep. And flip it over. Get some welding done on the back side. I'll show you that. There you go. So this is where I wanted to weld it in a different place than the rest of it. Extra strength and whatnot. So this is where it's seam welded on the outer skin. Here's the brace. Pretty easy, simple. I'll grind that down on the outside really nice, but then in here I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. I'm not fooling anybody, you know. It's called patches for a reason. So now you can see where I had that was on the back side right there, right? I think that helped tremendously. Anytime I do stuff like that, I'm probably going to drill holes in the panel whether it's got trim holes or not. I can always weld them up, but it did seem to make a difference. Welding on the back side of this, because these sharp points right here, I'll have a tendency to want to burn through. So if I got extra strength on the back of it, make it stronger, I'll go through and shine my light beneath here, and then when I see holes, I'll weld them from inside here, right? Because that's going to be a thin place, so why not make it thicker on here? So I can feel it. You feel it kind of. That's a well, on this side now it's kind of a low point, but it's not too bad. And once I grind it down, you know, I can holly and dammer it a little bit, but you can see right where that weather strip went through from the inner fender well. So we're right on the money. I'm pretty pleased with it. Seems the more I do this stuff, the better I get at it. And I think it's just one of those things for anybody. You know, it's not perfect, but man, we're getting there.
Understand the word you're saying to me. I don't think you see that I don't see why what you're talking about even matters to me. I'm a bastard. I'm only thinking about
there you have it. It's gonna take a little bit more love. This is where they had Bondo right here. Had a little tin can action going. I got some of it out. I still got some more. Got a big wallop that was right here. They had this just filled in. It was about that deep. Big gouge, something fell on it or something. I could do a little bit more on it, but I got the majority of it out. And I forgot to weld up my trim hole I don't need. I can do that later. I'm tired of welding, grinding, and beating. So, looks pretty good, huh? True test. Well, it fit on the car. There goes nothing. I need some fender washers. Ain't got none. Wanted to buy me an assortment. There's always something. Just some random hardware for now. Make it look good. Okay, look better. Well, I don't know. That door isn't real happy at the moment. It needs fixed, so it's going to be adjusted correctly. All right, let me show you. Well, it bolts on. This door's jacked up. It's in way too far. It needs to come out. I had to push it back real far. It's almost there. It's not like these doors and fenders aren't going to come off 3,200 times before we're ever done with it, but the door is trying to catch, right? It's because the fender's out farther than the door. I can get the door to come out. It'll work. Did get a splash shield. These are really pretty cheap. I think it was 280 bucks. I couldn't find anybody around here who had one, but I would imagine for an original part that was kind of beat up and rusty, they'd want 250 bucks for it. So shipped to my house for 280 bucks. No rust. I might have to waller out some holes and shimmy around and all that, but so far it seems pretty good. I don't know. But hey, it's looking pretty good. Looking like a car again. Heck yeah. Let me see if I can spin this thing around so the ugly side's out so where I can work on it. I know. We're going to look at some of the Santa Claus colors again. I've had this thing spun around in here before. I just got to watch. I think I'm closer than I need to be. But hey, I want to thank you guys for, been a couple of you throwing a little something in the tip jar, and that tickles me to death. You know, like I said, you guys have helped me and encouraged me. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have had near as much done on that MGA or this 57. I think my wheel over there is caught on something. So yeah, if you just leaving a like, leaving a comment, subscribing, that is good enough. A couple extra bucks here and there to help me keep things going is sure appreciated. We'll hit something up there. It'd be a nice time to have help. I think we're all right. But I use a paint stick and put it on one of the casters to stop it from rolling if I need to. That's what it's gonna do. Till I get the business end spun around here. It's gonna be a cool car. There we go. Hitting something. At least it's the end I haven't done bodywork to, hopefully. Okay, yep. Building a shop here and a couple. There we go. Phew. If I clean the floor, it rolls real easy. There we go. Now then. Well, that's a different sight. I ain't seen that side in a couple years. There you have it. 2 junk fenders into 1 less junky fender. It's called Junks Automotive for a reason, you know. But yeah, all this stuff takes practice. I don't think there's any experts. They're just always practicing. They just get better and better and better and better. They think they're an expert, but then they want to be better. And by the way, the only expert in your project is you. So you take some of my advice if you want, take somebody else's, whatever fits for you in your predicament, right? In your case, what's good for you? That's what you need to think about. You can listen to everybody if you want, but do what you think's best. That's what I say. All right. Peace. We'll see you guys next week. Appreciate everything. Drop down in the comments. What do you think? Did I waste my time? Not yet, I don't think. All right. See you on the next one. Remember, any of this was easy, everybody be doing it. Cheers. Oh, Cold Water Motors. Go check them out.